All right, good morning, everybody. One more time. Good morning, everyone. All right, thank you all for being here. I know it's a very, very cold day today, but thank you for braving the cold and coming. And yeah, we have a exciting time prepared for you all. So to kind of get the spirit moving, why don't we sing a song so we can all rise and we'll just follow along with the video. We'll sing Higher Ground together.
Sing on the upward way, you heights I gain in every day, still praying as I'm onward bound, Lord, plant my feet on higher ground, Lord, lift me up and let me stand, my faith on heaven's stable land, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. My heart has no desire to stay where doubts arise and fears dismay. Though some may dwell where these abound, my prayer, my name is higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand. My faith on heaven's stable land, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to live above the world. Though Satan's darts at me are hurled, your faith has come, the joyful sound, the song of saints on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand, my faith on heaven's stable land, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to scale the utmost high and catch a gleam of glory bright. But still I'll pray till heaven I've found. Lord, lead me on to higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand. My faith on heaven's stable land, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand. My faith on heaven's stable land, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, it's really wonderful to see you all here today, especially since we won't be able to see each other tomorrow. So this is our chance to get together as a community for this weekend. And we are very blessed to have the Kachikuri couple here. Let's welcome them. They're Reverend Kachikuri is our Vice Continental Director of North America. We're also welcomed by our Regional Director of Northeast, Pastor Naokimi. Let's welcome him. And also we have the BFM team from the Northeast, Landon, and his wife is here as well. Monica, let's welcome them. So yeah, we're going to start off today with a presentation and a kind of opportunity for the Kachikuri couple to introduce themselves. And I'm sorry, you can be seated. You don't have to stand for this. And we'll start off with Reverend Kachikuri. And then also there'll be a nice treat from his wife. We'll sing a song for us today. That'll be really nice. And then we'll invite up Pastor Naokimi to share some updates from the Northeast side. And yeah, and that will basically be today's plan. And we'll be together until around 11:30. So let's really have a good time together and open up our hearts. And to do that, let's have a prayer. So please join me in prayer. Most beloved Heavenly Parent, true parents, we thank you so much for this time we can be gathered here at this Belvedere estate, this Belvedere property, where our true parents came together with us and greeted us and shared so many words of love and hope and truth with the members here, and yeah, really laid such an amazing foundation of devotion. And yeah, we're really grateful today to welcome the Kachikuri couple here and Pastor Naokimi and the Northeast team to share with us. And yeah, really pray that this can be a time when we can feel inspired and hopeful about the future of this year of the red horse. So yeah, I pray that you can really open up our hearts and be with us today. We want to offer our prayers for our true mother, for her health, for her happiness and comfort, and for her quick release. So we want to just really be here for her and to keep her in our hearts, in our prayers. And yeah, we thank you. And I offer this in attendance to our Holy Mother Han. In my name, Justin Okamoto, a blessed family, Jew. All right. So without further ado, let us welcome up Reverend Kachikuri. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm very grateful to be here this morning, and I can have opportunity to give you presentation. できてないかな。Can you open the? これつながってる。Okay. Okay. This is. I don't need this. Right? No. Okay. Okay. Some of this overlapped with I spoke before in my sermon in this Belvedere Church before, but some is different. It's new. So yeah, I will convey my introduction, and also I want to share my thoughts on America's mission as seen from Heaven's expectation in front of you today. And after my presentation, as Pastor Justin said, my wife, Motoko, prepared some song for you today. Okay. Okay. Yeah, True Mother, after successfully holding the Chonil Sanctum entering ceremony on April 13th, presided over a 2-day leadership meeting. At the meeting, at the closing ceremony, she delivered the word and announced a new structure for the global structure, a global organization. I was appointed as the Vice Continental Director for the North American continent at that event. Unable to hide my surprise at the unexpected announcement, I offered reverence as prompted and went it up on stage to take a commemorative photo. This is a photo from that moment. After this, I went up to Cheongjeonggun Palace and sat down for lunch with mother. At that seat, she instructed me to share my thoughts and determination. At the news of the sudden personal announcement, my heart was still unsettled, but I managed to express my surprise and deep gratitude. When I greeted her and was about to take my seat, she asked me to sing a Japanese song, and I responded to her request by singing a Japanese song. That's how I ended up leaving my mission in Japan and coming to America. My wife and I were both born as the oldest second generation blessed children in Japan. We were born and raised in Japan, and during our middle school, high school, and university years, we also spent 11 years studying Korea together. We received the blessing in Korea, and after returning to Japan, began to follow the official public course. Since then, I have carried out public missions in various fields, and this year marks my 33rd year. We have three children. Our eldest son is 32, our second son is 30, and our daughter is 28. Our eldest son is the first third generation blessed child born in Japan, and the second is our second son. In other words, we have been pioneers as a second generation blessed families in Japan. Both of our parents are also members of Japan's oldest blessed families. The history of blessings by true parents has mainly taken place in Korea in 1960s, targeting only Korean members, from 36 couples to 430 couples since true parents' holy wedding in 1960s. Then in 1969, in the context of the Second World Tour of True Parents, to connect the foundation of the 430 blessed couples held the previous year to the world, 43 couples were blessed outside of Korea for the first time. 13 in the United States, 8 in Europe, and 22 in Japan. In Japan, together with 10 pre-marriage couples, 12 blessed families were born through the matching by the true parents. Our parents each received blessings as 12 couples through the first matching conducted by true parents in Japan. On the left are my parents, and on the right are my wife's parents. We were each born in 1970, the year following our parents' blessings. Motoko, my wife, is the first girl in Japan born as a second generation blessed child, and she was born as a twin. She has an older twin sister, who was born 5 minutes earlier. I was born in Tokyo and lived at the headquarters church due to my father's responsibilities at that time. This photo was taken at the Shoto headquarters church in Tokyo to commemorate my 100th day celebration. The Japanese church was very enthusiastic about childcare for second generation children and gathered the early second generation children to open a kindergarten. Since then, we have attended the same kindergarten together and received religious moral education centered on the Bible. This is a commemorative photo of the graduates. Motoko and I are pictured sitting next to each other. Can you see that? After this, we attended different elementary schools, but we were always together for Sunday school and Korean language lessons. In 1980, we visited Korea for the first time and stayed for 2 weeks at the original headquarters church at Cheonpadong, where we were able to experience various aspects of the church foundation, including the Little Angel School. We were able to reunite with Hyojin-nim, who was then a high school student in Little Angel School. Hyojin-nim and we were 8 years apart in age, but every time he came to Japan, we had the opportunity to spend the time together, and because of the age difference, we were really cherished by him. That's why we truly admired and loved him since we were little children. In 1983, we graduated from elementary school in Japan and were finally going to study abroad in Korea, away from our parents. This is a photo from the time we landed at Kimpo Airport. When our arrival in Korea was reported to parents, we were immediately instructed to come, and afterward, we hurried to the true parents' official residence on Shinmundo. Father instructed us in Japanese to thoroughly learn about Korean traditions, culture, and language during our stay in Korea. He encouraged us to spend time in Korea at the same age that true Father met heaven and Jesus, emphasizing the significance of that experience, and urged us to later give lectures on the principles in Korean to leaders of Korean society and testify about the true parents. Later, much later, I had opportunity to actually lecture these leaders, and seeing their amazement at my Korean and their praise for the wonderful education we received from the true parents, I was able to personally experience the fulfillment of the words spoken to us on the way we departed for studying Korea decades ago. This is a scene at the luncheon following a ceremony held at the Little Angels Art Center, where I was encouraged by true parents to introduce myself in front of the international leaders. The photo on the left shows an impressive scene where Hyojin-nim is watching me speak together with true parents, looking delighted. Our age group corresponds to the first, second generation born outside of Korea, and there were friends of the same age group among the children of 43 couples in the United States and Europe. Initially, we got to know our Western friends by studying in Korea. These are the second generation members who came to study in Korea in its earliest days, including second generation members from the United States. They were the eldest second generation from Japan, the United States, and Europe, and we lived together in the same dormitory using Korean as our common language. Strengthening our bonds. I can never forget my friendship with them. Every time I met with true parents, they would emphasize the blessing with the second generation Korean. So I was completely expecting that. However, in reality, I was matched with my childhood friend Motoko, who is also a second generation Japanese, and I approached the blessing ceremony in a state of surprise. Even those around us could not hide their astonishment that I received the blessing with a close sister with whom I had already spent much of my life. Later, True Father explained to the Korean leaders in Alaska that he had referred to me, and in order to restore the nation of Japan, he had made me a representative of the second generation and paired me with a Japanese second generation partner. This is my family photo from 2009, a few years before my father passed away. Through the blessing of the true parents, our family has grown into a large family with 10 second generation and 15 third generation members. And these are our lovely three children, Yoshihiro, Yoshiya, and Hanae. After graduating from the theological course at the Somun University in 1994, I returned to Japan under the direction of the true parents and took on a public mission. Since then, I have served as the first pastor of Kien Church for the second generation, held various positions in the second generation department at the headquarters in Japan, and later was transferred to CARP, where I served as several center leader, block leader, and then vice president of CARP Japan. And in 2006, at East Garden, I was directly appointed by True Parents to serve as the president of CARP Japan and the vice president of the Japanese Unification Church. Since then, I have been following a public mission while receiving direct appointments from True Parents. At CARP, I conducted witnessing, guided members in their spiritual life, and with the Youth Federation, I participated in social service activities with young people, as well as gave many lectures at conferences. This is a scene from 2012 in Las Vegas, before Father passed away, when I personally reported our activities to him. At that time, I never imagined that this would be the last opportunity to report directly to Father. As can be seen in the photos, Father listened to me my reports on our activities in Japan with genuine happiness. And when Father learned that Motoko-san had come along, he had her stand beside me, saying that she is a woman with three eyes who can clearly see the past, present, and future. And he encouraged us as a couple to faithfully carry out his will with responsibility. I was overwhelmed by his immense love, unable to give anything in return, and it was incredibly disappointing that we had to send Father off to the spirit world without being able to repay him in any way. After the passing of True Father, True Mother called to me early on and guided me on becoming one with her and preparing for the future. And since 2017, I have been directly appointed to important positions, including the chair of UPF Japan, and have received guidance, giving me the opportunity to experience many things. Throughout this period, I have been uh, consciously working to testify to Japanese society that the true parents are benefactors of Japan. I have been conducting numerous lectures and activities across the country and have given lectures and deepened exchanges with many leaders in Japan's political, academic, and religious circles, including ambassadors for peace. Furthermore, as part of VOC activities, I stood by the streets and gave speeches on current social issues, including national security matters. True Mother always listened with joy whenever I gave activity reports, providing much spiritual guidance and encouragement. And last year, at the closing ceremony, of the leaders' meeting held after the Holy Sanctum entering ceremony, True Mother appointed 4 second-generation Japanese leaders, including myself, also Reverend Kikuchi, to the North American continent. This personal transfer was not desired by the Japanese church, nor by the American church, and we, the members concerned, had no motivation for it either. However, this was carried out against the backdrop of Heavenly Parent and True Mother's wishes and plans. The reason we are able to face all of you in this way today is because behind it lies True Mother's wish. And in that sense, I believe that at the heart of today's gathering is True Mother's heartfelt desire to think of Heavenly Parent's will. I would like to once again offer my deep gratitude to True Mother for giving us this opportunity to meet you all here today. In my life, America was the place where my beloved true parents and their family resided. In fact, since the 1970s, true parents devoted what could be called the golden period of their lives, 40 years, to the United States. True parents were right in this place, guiding the direction of God's providence and issuing commands to the world. Throughout history, it has been God who has guided and nurtured America. And today, under the providence of heaven, true parents love America and have guided its members because this country has a great mission to fulfill for the world together with true parents. I came to America with a mixed feeling of nervousness and excitement, thinking about how true parents prayed for this country. Last July, we visited Washington, D.C., our first destination after being assigned as Vice Continental Director, and when we offered prayers at the holy ground established by the True Father in 1965, I felt as if the passionate love that Father poured into America was pouring down on me. At that place, there was a marker set in 1890 to serve as the U.S. meridian reference. For Father, that location was not just the center of the United States, it must have been the center of the world. And on the World War II memorial, it is inscribed that freedom is not free. And on the Korean War memorial, the following was written: Our nation honors her sons and daughters who answered the call to defend the country they never knew and the people they never met. As the true mother is emphasized, history records that the United States responded to the heavenly calling, and although the Americans did not fully understand its meaning, they participated in the Holy War. Indeed, through that history, the United States has been the leader of the world in protecting freedom and democracy from threats. And when I visited East Garden, we were able to recall our precious encounters with true parents. In particular, it had long been my great wish to visit the holy ground where Hyojin had prayed overnight for 120 days, while True Father was imprisoned in Danbury. I remember praying there in 1991, a year before receiving the blessing, along with Motoko-san and other second-generation brothers and sisters from Japan. This time, as a married couple visiting together for the first time, we were able to reflect on Hyojin-nim's feelings toward True Father at that time and offer deep repentant prayers for our True Mother who is currently in custody. Even while in detention, True Mother does not want us to stop. This is because she is keenly aware of the providential timing. Last December, when top leaders from all continents around the world gathered in Korea for several days of meetings, I had the opportunity to visit the Seoul Detention Center and greet Mother. I reported that the members in the United States never forget and truly appreciate the sincerity that true parents invested in the US for about 40 years, the golden age of their lives, and that we, members of North America, are striving to live up to heaven's expectations. I also conveyed that we wish to greet and report to Mother in the place where true Mother should be as soon as possible. Mother then spoke about the mission of the United States, saying that America must inform the world of the essence of democracy and guide the world. Isn't the United States a nation of government of the people, by the people, for the people? She emphasized that the values and essence of democracy should be communicated to the world and made clear to this country, Korea. Furthermore, she spoke about the hope that the second and third generations serve as role models and demonstrate to the world the proper way for humanity to live by serving the heavenly parents, and she blessed the mission of the pure water generation and their future. It was only a few minutes, but thankfully, True Mother spoke truly essential and heartfelt words. America is a country that knows freedom is not free, and it is a country that recognizes that the essence of that freedom is freedom of religion. And it is also a country that understands that this is precisely the foundation of democracy. It is precisely against the backdrop of such divine blessings and historical circumstances that America has been at the center of the providence of the true parents for 40 years, and as Mother emphasizes, it may have the mission of saving the world from the crisis that symbolizes the destruction of freedom and democracy seen today in Korea and Japan. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Washington Rally, held in commemoration of the 200th anniversary of the founding of the United States as bicentennial festival. True Mother surely prays that the members of the United States will face such a noble historical mission and achieve a magnificent victory. This year, the year of the fire horse, red horse, it was the year of the fire horse 60 years ago that Hungjin-nim was born. As we enter the year of the fire horse, Hunjin-nim's year, I cannot help but reflect on whether I am able to carry on the deep and passionate feelings he had toward true parents. Fire symbolizes passion, horses represent lips, and Hunjin-nim symbolizes filial piety. Therefore, this year, a time to passionately pursue our goals higher ground with the spirit of filial piety. This year, I am honored to be able to take on the challenge of fulfilling the mission in America alongside everyone gathered here, carrying the great love and expectations of our beloved true mother as a member of Northeast region. We are truly the children of the true parents together. I sincerely pray that heavenly love and protection be with you and your family. Thank you very much. Thank you listening. And this is a time to listen, hear Motoko-san's voice. Please welcome her.
Good morning, everyone. I practiced through parents' favorite song, Korean, no, English song, Danny Boy. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you, must go and I must bide. But coming back when summer's in the meadow and all the valleys hushed and white with snow. I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when you come and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as that I well may be. You come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear the soft dew tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. And you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.
All right, let's give it up one more time for the Kachikuri couple. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, it's always a blessing to hear from this wonderful couple. So the next thing that we're going to do is a short presentation about some of the victories of our community since September. So yeah, this is just an opportunity to celebrate our wins and to share with our regional team as well some of the things that we accomplished these past few months. So there's, of course, many things that I couldn't include, so I just included some key points. We'll start off with our finances. Also, this is an opportunity to share how we're doing. So as a community since December, so September, October, November, December, our total income was 98,000. Oh, I can't see the, okay. Yeah, it seems to get cut off. So $98,856 was our income. And primarily, of course, that was from donations and tithes, but also wish paper offerings and White House fees. White House rent was also a big contribution to that as well. So let's give it up for yourselves for your generous offerings and donations. Thank you so much. And then in expense, you can see the major categories are contributions. That's our offerings to the Northeast and headquarters. the total is 11,000. The rent that we pay for Belvedere, the total came out to be 10,000. Projects, these are like different program expenses, it's 14,000. And then this is the utilities and maintenance of the White House, 11,645. Payroll and salary came out to 42,000. This is across the last 4 months. So total expense came out to 92,279, which left us at a net positive of 6,577. That was, again, the last 4 months of 2025. All right. So that is our finance report. And now I'll go into just a few highlights from these past 4 months. So the first one I want to highlight is our leadership development. 2025 has been a big year of bringing on new staff members and new leaders for the community. So first of all, of course, we have Reverend Kikuchi. Hey. Which I'm gonna share a little bit more about his role at the end of today's program. But also we have Michael Bartsevich, who stepped up as our music director. So really grateful for that. And I think he's been doing a really, really good job to really bring a new spirit to our music. Kaori Toriyama Fontaine, she's our new event coordinator. She came on this past year. Also Jinsa Park, who's our community ministries coordinator. He can't be here today, seems like, but you all remember he gave a message a couple Sundays ago. Also, Johanna Bhatia, she's our stepped up as our young families coordinator. So let's give it up for her. All right. Additionally, we also had the fortune to welcome Erica as a HTG missionary. Although she is now in Indiana, she got moved, but we were grateful to have her for a few months. And also Hannah, who is our advance here in Belvedere. So I don't see her. Okay. So that's leadership development highlights. Also, one thing that we've been pioneering is the intergen services. Especially Pastor Mika has been taking the lead in these and really creating a service that can have a little something for every age, every generation. That's been really wonderful to experience. Also, this past fall, we hosted missionaries. And because of their outreach, we also were able to welcome several new members to the community. And some of them you can still see on Sundays. They you know, Deja especially, she's been coming pretty consistently. So yeah, let's give it up for our missionaries and also the members who've really worked together with the missionaries. Thank you so much. And next point, what is this? This is a house. It's the White House. Actually, this is the annex. It's the little house next to the White House. And the reason why I'm showing this is because that roof right there is a completely new roof that we invested in. So that's really exciting. There's no more water comes down the roof when it rains. So we're making big improvements to our community and our properties. No before picture, unfortunately. Anyway, it was rough. I'll just tell you that. And yeah, actually, I wanted to show this, but I don't think we have enough time. But just some highlights. I'll go through this kind of quickly from December. We also held our first prayer breakfast, kind of Peace Starts With Me Alliance event. We brought together ACLC and UPF and Women's Federation to really stand for religious freedom. We had a wonderful presentation by Dr. Walsh, and we had a whole Filipino organization, outside organization, join in that that program. We hosted the water ceremony, of course. That was really amazing. And geez, can I kind of skip through this a little bit more? yeah, anyway, you can see. Let me see if I can play it like that. Also, we had a wonderful Christmas party where our staff put on a wonderful Christmas skit. It was called Jamel, the Red-Nosed Usher. You guys remember that one? That was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. Wonderful music and Christmas presents were given out as well. There's our Santa Claus. And yeah, the kids had a really good time. Also, we had an intergen service as well this past December. We had a light in the darkness activity. You can see people have like glow sticks. It's a very creative way to, create unity together. And also, we had an end of the year young adult gathering to close out the year and to reflect on the new year. So that was a really wonderful time. So yeah, these are just a few victories that we want to celebrate. So let's give it up for our community. Thank you all for your contribution and hard work. And for the next part, I'd like to welcome up our regional director for the Northeast to share with us. Let's welcome up Pastor Naokimi Ushiroda.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming out on this cold day. Hopefully you got all your shopping done before the snow. Still have to go this afternoon. So we started this tour on Monday. So simultaneous to the Higher Ground tour that Damien launched on Sunday. Some of you were there at the New Yorker. I was MC, if you guys saw me there. The purpose of this tour, every so often we like to do this to kind of engage the community, but this time we have the special privilege of introducing Reverend and Mrs. Kajikuri. Really the current provenance, kind of sharing what our focus is, and to always, once in a while connect directly with the members is a great chance. So 2025 was a tough year. It was a mixed bag, I would say. It was a victorious year and a challenging year. I think the biggest victory historically was the Cheongwon-gung entrance ceremony. Mother prepared over a decade for this time in history, prepared for thousands of years for this holy temple to be built in honor of Heavenly Parent, God as a Heavenly Parent for the first time. And America showed up strong. We were able to offer 12 million as a nation to contribute to the project. We also had 1,000 new members sign up over the course of a year. And we had 160 individuals who received the cosmic blessing last May from America. So those were all very significant victories. However, as you know, at the same time, last year we had some really difficult situations, including the move where the government of Japan is really pushing to close down the church in Japan. And also, as you know, Mother was put in the detention center. She's still there over 100 days. And so both in Japan and Korea, Father Nation, Mother Nation are really facing some real trials of persecution directly from the government. America, we're still lucky. It's a land of the free, and we still have our religious freedom, but those are being directly challenged in Korea and Japan. So I would say it's been tough for all our members globally. We have a heavy weight, a spiritual weight of uncertainty, doubts, about what's going to happen for our church in the future. And it's become apparent that America is really key. When our parent nations are under trial, we as America, we really need to step up as the elder son nation. And the best way that we can do that, actually, it connects back to President Dunkley's message this past Sunday. How many of you were able to be there or watch the service? Yeah, great. Yeah, do you remember what the theme was? Higher ground. Yes, it was what we sang as well. And he made a reference to Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous speech, where he talked about this vision of being on the mountaintop and seeing the kingdom, where people of different color, children walking hand in hand. And President Dunkley mentioned that we, at this time of trial, need to hold on to God's dream. We need to be able to see, despite the circumstances, be able to hold on to God's dream and really, maintain that. And that's what allows for that breakthrough to happen and that reality to manifest. So despite the challenges, we need, especially in America, I feel like we need to show up strong, still believe, hope, and actually be that dream, be that vision for the sake of the world. So 2026, we put together our minds and we decided that the theme for this, at least for this campaign, the next 4 months, is Operation Comeback. Everyone loves a comeback story. So, in sports, many times we want to root for the underdog, right? And especially when we're under trial, we really feel like this year, on the condition of all the prayers of our members globally and the biggest condition of mother going through this kind of trial, we highly, highly believe that this is a comeback year. Now, it also happens to be the year of the red horse. And that's actually meant to be a year of setting ambitious goals and breakthrough and leading with passion. It's also a very unstable year. So all of it is kind of lining up. This also happens to be the 250th year of America's birth. So there's many things that are lining up to be a historic year. So lining up on the waves of history, we really feel like America at this time, we really need to show a powerful comeback. Okay. Another major thing I feel that's good for this region is there is kind of a shift to, interestingly, last November, I graduated from being the pastor of New Jersey Family Church. I don't know if you guys know that. But part of that was I have been, serving the whole region, Northeast region, but I've been asked to also serve the nation as the Ministry Administration Director, or MAD for short. But yeah, because of that, actually the shift of energy, I believe, went from New Jersey back to Belvedere as a Northeast region center, and particularly because I asked Reverend Kikuchi-san. He was appointed as the Vice Regional Director for the Northeast, but I also asked him to serve as the Northeast Coordinator for the Chuncheon. So he's been investing a lot in the Chuncheon Prayer Hall with the members here for the past several months. And I think that's going to be a very important shift. And also last night, I believe, was the 400th New Jersey Chuncheon, which was also an important kind of completion of that. And then really shifting to Belvedere as the new central kind of spiritual center. Okay. So this is really, I feel this is significant. This is a very holy ground. And even Kikuchi-san was able to, do a special ceremony in Korea to liberate Belvedere properties. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Yeah, there were some kind of heavy spirits on this ground for a little while. I'm not sure who contributed, but when we consulted with Las Vegas and Korea, they actually recommended they need a special property spiritual liberation ceremony. So Kikuchi-san, representing this place and the Northeast, went to Korea to actually do a special liberation ceremony. So for all these reasons, I do feel this is a new beginning for this area. And he's also very young in thinking, so a little innovative, how to make the Cheoncheon more accessible and exciting for more people to participate. So we're looking forward to developments there. Okay. So what is our focus? At the end of the 2025 entrance ceremony, we met with President Dunkley and the regional directors, and we asked ourselves, well, what should we offer next? And as we were having a conversation in a cafe, the idea came, what if we were to fulfill on Father's original request to reach 30,000 core members in America? And we were like, yeah, we're not sure how we're going to do it, but I think that's a great goal. A great goal to really be able to offer and set as a kind of a breakthrough mark for shifting the energy in America. So that's really what we came up with by April 2027. That is 15 months from now. To get to a point of 30,000 active members. Now, the reality is we're closer to probably about 6 to 10 that are currently active. So in one sense, that's just 3 times. It's not too bad. 3 to 5 times in a year and 4 months. But the point is, we've done miraculous things as a movement. I mean, we filled stadiums of 30,000. We've filled, Washington Monument with over, 300,000. So we've blessed people, 30,000 couples, right? But to actually have 30,000 active members in America, we didn't quite reach that ever. So the idea is that if we can put our minds, heart, and energy together to reach that kind of benchmark, heaven can do an even more greater work. And that's our kind of belief and faith and conviction to really launch this campaign, is that we here in America need to figure out a way to really reach this substantially. Not just, signing papers or taking pictures of groups, but people who are currently participating at least on a monthly basis in our communities. Okay, so that's really what we're shooting for, is by April 2027 to reach 30,000 active members. What do you guys think? Can we do it? Can we do it? Okay, looks like we need a little work here, but that's why we're on tour. We're here to give you guys some inspiration and hope that this is possible. And we have some resources to support you and leadership to really make this a reality. Okay, but we do definitely need everyone's help. We can't do this alone. So we do need everyone's creativity and energy to make this a reality. What is that? Do you know what I'm holding there? It's a horseshoe crab. And do you know where I am? This is Alaska. Yes, Kodiak. So last year in September or August, I was able to go to Kodiak and we had a 2-day fishing experience. And I was able to catch 19 fish. Yes. Yes, I have fishing fortune, like Kikuchi-san has fishing fortune as well. But yeah, during the flight to Kodiak, I had an inspiration. What will it take to really help all of our communities grow? And that's where the idea of fables came out. Do you know what fables means? Fables is like a story. You guys know that, right? But it's an acronym where F stands for finance, A is active members, B blessing, L leadership, E environmental enhancement, and S special projects. So the idea is if all communities are working on fables, we should grow. And not just short-term, campaigns where, we need to get this many new members signed, or raise this much money for this special project. This is about community growth. Okay, so all of these aspects contribute directly to local community growth. And that's why I want for long-term and short-term for all communities to focus on every month, what can we do to grow each of these areas? Okay, and if everyone's doing that, then we are bound to grow. So this is really both a long and short-term strategy. And we started in the Northeast to try this out. And then we expanded it to the strategic communities. There's 18 of them. And starting this month, we're expanding this out to all communities nationwide and including Canada. So all communities in North America will be applying this model starting this month. And in the first three areas, we have a target, okay? So the goal or the target growth is 10%. Over the next 4 months, we want every community to increase their monthly average income by 10%. Okay, doesn't seem like too much, right? Too bad. But let's see. Belvedere, your baseline is 27,000 a month. So what does 10% more mean? 30,330 per month over the next 4 months. Okay. How are you going to do that? That's 3,000 more, guys. Any suggestions? Bitcoin. All right. That's one suggestion. Any other suggestions? How are we going to get 3,000 more per month for Belvedere? Gamble on the Super Bowl. All right. Okay, we got some creativity here, but right, we need a larger donation base, right? So we need to really think about what will it take to inspire more people or people who haven't been really giving their full tithe to be able to commit to something like that, right? So it does take a collective and intentional effort to get there. But I'm challenging and asking all communities to really shoot for that. Okay, and if you have an intention and a will, it will happen. But up till now, it's been more like, there really wasn't a focus on finances. There were for special projects, but for local community, I feel like there hasn't really been there. But finances is such an important foundation for community growth. That's what pays the pastor, the staff, the food, the programs. So we really need a focus on growth for finances. Also, active members, the target is 20% growth over the next 4 months. Belvedere baseline, right now, your average Sunday attendance, including online, is 99. This is based on 2025. And the active member base is 125, not too bad. Now, 125 means there are 125 people who have attended church programs at least once a month in the past 3 months. That's what we're defining as active members. So 125 is the current stat. What does 20% more mean? Anyone good at math? Let's see. All right. So weekly average Sunday service target is to get to 109. That's 10 more people on average on Sundays, including online, and active members to get to 150. Okay. So that might not seem like a lot, but that's what we're asking. We're asking all communities to challenge a 20% growth in the next 4 months by end of April. Okay. So we really need to think what can be done to really reach this number. And the blessing, the target is 30% growth. Now this one is a little bit different. We're basing it off of, we might need to have on the slide something that explains this better. Oh, it does. Okay. So Landon will explain what these numbers mean, but the current points that Belvedere has is 29, and the goal is to get to 38. That would be 30% increase or more. And yeah, Landon will explain what that point system is, but we're asking all communities to shoot for that. Okay, now we're not just telling you to do these things and, hoping that it happens. We are putting all of our resources in the Northeast to support to make this happen. So the first one is our beautiful current staff. So interestingly, 2 of your staff here are also serving the Northeast region. They have dual roles. So Kikuchi-san, as you know, is a vice regional. Justin is I don't know if you guys know this, but he's not just your pastor, he's the director of innovation and growth for the Northeast. Short for DIG. Okay, so I'm mad, he's DIG. Okay. And Landon is our BFM coordinator for the Northeast. And we're borrowing Kajukuri couple for the next 4 months as our IW for the Northeast. So he's been assigned to support all of our pastors in the Northeast. And Matoba is our Hyojong Arts and Culture coordinator. So she's supposed to actually help with developing music ministries in the Northeast. So this is the Northeast team. And again, we're here to support. We also have a virtual assistant team from the Philippines and Africa to support us. And they do a lot of the data work and technology for us. The person in the middle is Awadi. She's been helping to prepare all the PowerPoints and presentations for the monthly family group service. I give the message, but everything else, including the music and the hosting and the tech recording, website, all that is Awadi. And Ira, she's the mastermind behind all of our data systems with attendance tracking and so on and so forth. And now they're also supporting the nation with that. Mark, I don't know who Mark is, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Finance. Okay, so how are we going to help finance? So the Northeast has decided for the next 4 months to provide a matching fund for your fundraising projects. Okay, now how it works is for the next 4 months, when you develop a fundraising campaign, the Northeast will match funds raised up to the amount that your community tithes to the Northeast. So the standard, actually, we need to discuss this. But from this year, we want to actually ask all communities to give 10% to the Northeast and 10% to the headquarters. Now, most communities have been, but the largest communities have negotiated a smaller percentage at 5%. But this year, we want to make it standardized across the board. So 10% to the headquarters and 10% to the Northeast. However, that 10% will be given back if you have a fundraising project that raises that amount or more. We would match it. So we'll give those funds back. So for example, let's say you decide you want a new cafe space. Like I think you guys are planning back here somewhere. And you design a campaign to raise $16,000 in the next 4 months to be able to create that. If your community tithe on average was $2,000 to the Northeast, then that means you have up to $8,000 of matching funds available. So if you were to raise 8,000 towards that cafe, we would match the 8,000 and you would have 16,000 for that project. Okay. So Belvedere is, you guys offered exactly 5% last year at 8,869 to the Northeast. That means 4 months worth of your tithe would be 29.56. Although if we up it to 10%, that would be double that. So about 6,000. So we'd be willing to put that 6,000 back into Belvedere if you have a project that's worth that much. So get creative, come up with a project that can raise that much money, and we will give that tithing funds back for your project. How's that sound? It's good. Okay. So we want to make sure that you guys can win and really grow. And by just doing these projects, you should be able to reach your 10% increase for your financial target. Other suggestions is to make your tithe recurring and automated. So the idea is that you can do a campaign for members to, instead of just coming every Sunday and deciding or just giving when you know, like snow day tomorrow. If there's no church, there's no tithing, right? Unless you have a recurring tithing, even on snow days, the money automatically goes, right? So this is a great way if you encourage your community, hey, we really need everyone to commit, at least for the next 4 months or 12 months. Let's set a recurring offering and ask every member to do that. Then you just set it up and you don't have to worry about it. And you have a very stable budget for the community to continue to grow. God loves a cheerful giver. Yes. Let's just stay here for a moment, guys. Feel that energy. God loves a cheerful giver. Okay, last, second area is active members. So most important in really increasing the active member base is taking attendance, okay? When you have a program, it's really important that we take attendance. Otherwise, there's no way for us to track the active membership in your community. Now, I know some of you, especially those who are American, don't like to be tracked. I get it, okay? I'm also an American myself, so I understand. However, this is for the sake of the greater good. It's for the 30,000 active member goal. And it's really important. You don't have to make it so obvious, but the ministry leaders, you are responsible to take attendance for those who participate in your program. Okay. And that will allow us to accurately measure our active membership base. It doesn't have to take long. It just has to be done. And it also includes online. So if you guys are creative, you can also get increased active membership through online programs. And we developed the family group service to make it even easier for you to engage members. Okay, so some people don't like to come to church. You know those guys that don't like to come to church? You may be one of them. No, you guys are here. So you guys like to come to church. But there are many, at least 2 times more than there are people here that don't like to come to church. So what's the solution? Bring church to them. Bring church to their home where they cannot escape. And do it in your living room. And they need to attend or else they don't get lunch, Sorry, this is for my kids. But anyway, be creative. But do home service to really expand the reach of the impact and reach and engagement of our church activities to those family and friends that are not always attending church. Okay, that's why we developed this, to make this easier to reach more people. So we have a Northeast Family Group service once a month. We've been doing this already for 6 months. How many of you guys have participated in one of the family group services? Oh, wow, look at that. That's a good half of the group. So as you know, we have a 1-hour program. We've been doing it the third Sunday of each month. It includes music, a 25-minute message. We even have just the message portion, a mini version, 30-minute version, to make it even easier. If you don't want the full hour, you can do it, watch it. Oh, actually, that's the recording afterwards, right? And excitingly, this is Belvedere. That's a great picture. We've had 43 hosts to actually take part in this program, and 215 services have been hosted already around the Northeast region. Yeah, that's very good. It's just the beginning. We want to expand this further and get more and more people to participate. Actually, we have a few successful hosts here. If you've hosted a family group service, please raise your hand and be recognized. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Maybe we should have them testify. And to make it even more helpful, we've developed a Accelerate 2.0. So this is the latest and greatest of all the different programmings we've developed. We've done Achieve, we've done Accelerate, we've done Path to Peace, Heavenly Fortune, all kinds of programs. But this is the next one. It's called Accelerate 2.0. Activate your calling, elevate your impact. And this program is going to be designed to help any person who participates to be able to host their own event, take proper attendance, make a good budget, develop their team, and grow their own ministry. Okay, it's a 10-week leadership course starting February 14th. So you don't forget it. It's Valentine's Day. We're launching on Valentine's Day. Every member will be activated into their unique calling and really supported in their leadership. Basically, we'll have 3 workshops. They're all online, 3 hours each. First one is on Discover. We'll go into your personal strengths, passions, overcoming fears. Second is all about event planning, including team building, fundraising for your event, budgeting for your event. And finally, Launch with Confidence. This is more about how do you facilitate meetings, how do you manage your own energy, how do you promote your program, recruit, and follow up with your guests. We'll also have 6 group coaching sessions. So that way you're being held accountable every week to move forward in your project, and 3 one-on-one coaching sessions to have personalized support for your program. So from February 14th through April 18th, it lines up exactly during this 4-month campaign. And this is to really support and elevate the leadership in your community. The info session will be scheduled this coming Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Actually, we have to update this one. It'll be at 8:30 p.m. So if you're interested at all, please join. We'll have all the information there. And I believe we will have it in Japanese and maybe Spanish. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But I know we have a lot of Japanese members here, so I don't want that to be a reason not to attend. So we'll figure out a way. So that's the assembly, and this is something we'll be doing from now on this year. We want to do it every month. We're going to have a Northeast Regional Assembly for all members. Okay, it's an online meeting every last Wednesday of the month at 8:30 p.m. So please join us. We'll have testimonies, we'll have updates, we'll have exciting things to share. So please join us this coming Wednesday. Okay, in short, these are the 3 different programs. You guys will create, I already explained all this. This is a summary. And finally, the third area of growth is blessing. So to share more about that, we have our BFM coordinator here. So let's invite up Landon Dorosky.
All right. Thank you, everybody. All right. So I'm going to share some of the resources for the blessing. So we're, as Pastor Naokimi was mentioning before, that we have a 30% growth that we're aiming for the Northeast and all of our local communities. Just first to highlight the different areas of growth. We have first the HJ Blessing Guide registrations. Second, we have becoming a candidate. Third, starting a matching conversation. 4, commitment ceremonies. And 5, blessing registrations. So this is all areas we can grow in. And then so we have some specific resources to support these areas. And so, first off, I just want to highlight the HJ Blessing Guide signups. That's going to be one of the easiest ways for most communities to get to that 30% growth. So that's what I recommend is a easy way to really for your community to get the singles signed up. And within that system, there's support within it. And so just a little quick breakdown. I would just kind of to highlight what that looks like. So for example, Clifton, New Jersey, they have a minimum of 26 signups within 4 months. If they get 26 singles to sign up, then they've already reached that 30% growth. So not too difficult, just to meet that. So there's potential to even go beyond that in growth, and that's just one area of the blessing area that we're targeting. And for some communities where if you have everyone eligible signed up, then you can focus on the other areas of growth, the other four areas. And then if there's no eligible candidates in your community, then that could be either focusing on new members or maybe there's singles that are just not active, and we can reach out to them to get them active and eligible for the blessing. And then so one area from National BFM that they're working on, because the blessing has kind of like has life cycle throughout the whole year. Singles are at different stages of the blessing journey. So they've come up with BFM sermon themes to support the pastors in their communities. And so this is able to help the pastor to be able to, throughout the whole year, connect to the singles at the different life stages of the blessing. So for January, they started with the theme, the importance of becoming a blessing candidate. And so that's called Ready, Set, Candidate. And so that's going to help to inspire singles to start their journey towards the blessing. And within that, they have kind of like a follow-up. You can have some type of follow-up call to action, which what we're suggesting is getting them to sign up on the HJ Blessing Guide. So that's the area of growth. So it becomes an easy way. You're using the sermon as a kind of a foundation, and then your ministry team can follow up with some type of way to get your singles to sign up. So that's for that. And then we have, and just one thing is just for one of the sermons for this becoming a candidate, one way to frame it, because sometimes there's a little bit of a block for singles, like I don't want to sign up for the HJ Blessing Guide yet because maybe I'm not ready for the blessing. So just want to share this quote from one of the sermons. You don't prepare for the blessing once you're ready. You prepare so that one day you will be ready. So it's just to kind of help frame the mindset. And then just want to share one creative idea. Pastor Barbara from Clifton, she kind of was considering, actually she is going to do this in Clifton. They're going to do a free boba tea giveaway. So that's a nice creative way to get your singles just to sign up. It's a very simple process, very quick. Within 5 minutes, you can get them all signed up, sign up on their own. And then within that, to get that, you could do, this could be, something creative within your community, whatever works for you. This could be follow-up to the sermon, a youth night, or something that's like your own individual event that works for your community. And then just to touch on the other areas of growth. So after the registration to become a candidate, so you have the different stages, doing their level 2 blessing education, blessing interview, health checks, pastor meeting. So the resource for this is to get them, once they're on the HJ Blessing Guide, your pastor and your local team is able to kind of be able to see where the singles are at during the blessing journey, and that way they can give more support, as well as by joining that, they have the option to get a matching supporter. So there's additional support. So that's why it's really powerful to get them on that. Third area of growth, so in communications, so the matching conversations. So the resources for that are the Blessing for You, which is the international matching website from Korea. Then we also have in America the Connection Network, which is within the HJ Blessing Guide. So when they sign up there, they can access the Connection Network as well. But both are really great because not all singles are on both. So it's good to be able to check both, because that way you can find new possibilities for matches. And lastly, we have the matching networking call. The last one before the blessing is coming up on January 31st, and the deadline is this January 26th. So I think it's like 2 days. So if there's any more singles if there's anybody you want to get signed up, this is a great opportunity. There's 50% right now is from North America, and then 50% is from international singles who have signed up. So we're very excited for the turnout for this upcoming one on the 31st. And that's for matching supporters, parents, pastors, anybody can come and present their singles. It's a great opportunity. If you don't have any singles to present, you can even come just to listen and learn about that. Then the next area of growth, commitment ceremonies. So this, of course, it comes more to the singles and their own portion of responsibility in getting to that stage. But what I would recommend a resource is to get parents. If you haven't done so, you can sign up on the HJ Blessing Guide under Parents account. And so that you can also access parents' resources there. And then, so if you go to, you can find these resources at bfm.familyfed.org. And then from there, you can select the HJ Blessing Guide tab, which accesses the parents, where you can sign up as a parent, as a match supporter. Your singles will sign up there. That's where you'll find all the different signups. Then for upcoming events and resources, what I'm doing for the Northeast right now is I made it's called a link tree. Basically, it's a simple list that I can update quickly of all the different events and resources. And right now I'm putting them in 2 different areas. One's going to be on Instagram. So that's a location to be able to reach the singles easier so that they get the resources quicker. And then it's going to be on the Northeast website under the Blessing Resources tab. So you'll be able to find those updated links there. And then within those current resources I have listed on the link tree right now, just to share a few new ones that have come out. So we have the matching journey slideshow. So this is just a slideshow that help guide the process to know the different stages. It's a simple way to review to kind of look over the overview of the process. And then you have 2 reflection activities that have been added: My Spouse Search Manifesto and a Blessing Vision. So it has questions that helps guide the singles. And then, so if there's any questions or need support you need, you can reach out either to the National BFM, which is through bfmadmin@unification.org, or you can reach out to me, eldorosky@unification.org. All right, so that's all I have to share. And then lastly, we just want to show a quick video on the matching journey process that Karina Mendez, our BFM director, has put together.
This is Peter Pan. He has decided to commit his faith to the unification movement and wants to receive the blessing. But there's one small challenge. He is single. So how is he going to find a partner who aligns with his values and who can walk toward the marriage blessing with him? Welcome to the Blessing Guide, the pathway for members of the unification movement to prepare, find a match, and receive the blessing. Phase 1, become a blessing candidate. When Peter registered, he is asked to list his blessing parent. For many members, this is their own parent who are part of the unification movement. But Peter's parents are no unificationists, so he needs to ask someone from his community to become his blessing parent, or select one from the volunteer list in the guide. One day, when Peter has children of his own, he will be their blessing parent, just like the blessed families today. For now, his blessing parent will guide and support him, standing in the position of a God parent, a vertical representative of God's love throughout the blessing journey. They get to know Peter deeply, pray for him, and build trust so he can share openly. Together, they will look for a good partner for him. To become a blessing candidate, Peter has to complete the blessing prep education, have a doctor sign his medical form, participate in a blessing interview, and receive the pastor confirmation. Becoming a blessing candidate means Peter is serious, committed, and ready to pursue the blessing with sincerity and responsibility. Phase 2, looking for candidates. Once he is approved as a blessing candidate, Peter writes his profile, something that other candidates and blessing parents can see. The blessing guide makes it easier for Peter to see who is also a qualified candidate and read their profiles to understand value and compatibility. Peter's blessing parents search everywhere for possibilities. The Blessing for You website, the blessing guide, matching networking meetings, and more, bringing Peter at least one potential candidate every week. Peter politely declines the first few suggestions, and then finally someone catches his interest. But that person says no, so the search continues. After a few months, they find someone who is willing to begin communication with Peter. Phase 3, deciding on the one. Her name is Mary Jones. Online communication is not always easy, but Peter admires her faith and sincerity. They begin with one long video call per week for the first few weeks. Both feel a sense of peace and decide they want to get to know each other more deeply, so they plan their first in-person meeting. Peter and his blessing parent travel to her country for a few days. They meet, they talk, and a natural friendship starts to grow. Soon their communication becomes effortless, messaging throughout the week, spontaneous calls, and a weekly deeper conversation that keeps them grounded and intentional. Their values match and their plans harmonize. After discussing the deepest questions of life and future, they decide to commit to a journey toward the blessing together. Peter and Mary chooses the unification tradition of not kissing or physical intimacy before the blessing, a decision that helps them focus on internal growth and on Heavenly Parent throughout their relationship. Phase 4, growing together. Once they decide to commit to each other, they record their intentions in the blessing guide. They hold a commitment ceremony, give their blessing offering, and complete their final blessing education. Then at last, the day arrives. Peter Pan and Mary Jones receive the blessing together. They pledge to continue heaven's tradition and build the kingdom of heaven on earth through their family, the end, or actually the beginning. A new chapter of love, faith, and heavenly centered life begins. Now, as a couple, they go back to their community to grow, serve, and build God's dream together.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's give it up for Pastor Naokimi and also Landon. Thank you for sharing with us. All right. So we just have a couple more components to today. So next, we want to share about our local kind of some strategies that we'd like to focus on these next 4 months. This is, yeah. So also I wanted to introduce Reverend Kikuchi. I'm sure you all have seen him around. Maybe you've had the pleasure of hosting him in your home for meet and greet with your family. Yeah, many of you know that he's the Vice Regional Director of the Northeast. And he's also here at Belvedere. And maybe you're kind of curious, like, what is his kind of role here to play at Belvedere? Yeah, I want to just kind of officially announce that he's going to be taking on the role of the Core Ministries Coordinator. So basically, if you remember the way we kind of set up our structure, we have a core ministries, community ministries, and care ministry. And so from basically from January, he already started working on it in this capacity. And he's also representing us as a strategic community leader in the strategic community meetings. So yeah, without further ado, let's welcome up Reverend Kikuchi.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, a few minutes ago, Pastor Justin shared the results and victories from last year, and Pastor Naokimi London shared a project of Northeast region. From my side, I would like to share our focus point for next 4 months in Belvedere Church. Yeah. Yeah. Our goals are very clear. Finance 10% increase, active members 20% increase, and blessing journey 30% increase. Today, I will share how we want to move toward these goals together. First, home visit. I don't know how long it will take, but I would like to personally visit your families. I want to listen to your journey and testimony, your hope for the church, and concerns. Yeah, through prayer, I would like to connect each family to heaven's fortune. Yeah, and guidance. Yeah. Please feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, I will also reach out to you. When I do, I would truly appreciate your cooperation. Second, strengthening the young adult ministry. Until now, Pastor Mika has poured her sincere heart into many efforts to revive and care for our young adult members. However, it is very difficult to do this alone. So moving forward, we will form a support team led by Hannah and White House member, yeah, to support Pastor Mika through this team. We would like to increase opportunities for events, education, and connection for young adult members. Next, expanding our family groups. Last year, about 6 host families stood up in Belvedere, and through their efforts, we offered beautiful testimonies to heaven building trust among members and hope and seeing good results, witnessing. Yeah. This year, during those 4 months, we hope that more than 21 host families will stand up in Belvedere. We also encourage host families to participate in the regional host training as much as possible. Let us challenge ourselves to witnessing and grow even more than last year. Finally, Chonshimon and our spiritual conditions. We hope to expand participation in Chonshimon Night Prayer Vigil. But first, during these 4 months, we have an important Chombo event next month. Yeah. If possible, it would be wonderful if everyone could participate. One very important point is the HJ offering paper. Yeah. Today, I cannot explain everything, but this offering paper is essential for us to fulfill our responsibility as children of heaven. If tithing is the basic condition protected by God, the offering paper becomes a condition where absolute 絶対前例 yeah, good spirit, yeah, good spirit and angels, absolutely, sorry, yeah, difficult, yeah, and angels can support us more fully. Through the offering paper, I truly believe our lives can move in a better direction. Please bring your offering paper and participate in the Chombo event next month. Yeah, yeah. I will do my best to serve as ministry director, coordinator. Sorry, ministry coordinator. My English is still not perfect, but I want to work hard and serve you with my sincere heart, action, devotion, and prayer. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Reverend Kikuchi. Let's please support these efforts. And also, if you also have some inspiration, feel free to share with myself or any one of our ministry team. So before we close, we do want to have some time to take a few questions. If there's any questions, so I'll invite up Pastor Naokimi again to facilitate.
All right. Actually, I think you've been receiving a lot. So let's take next 5 minutes, turn to a neighbor, and just share what, out of all the presentations, what are some things that really stood out to you? Okay. Or if you have any questions. So 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes each, turn to a neighbor. What did you like? What do you remember from this morning? Okay, if you haven't done so, please switch. Make sure the other person has a chance to share. All right, 30 more seconds. Please wrap up your conversations in 30 more seconds. All right. Let's conclude our chat. Thank your partner for sharing. Okay, so if we can get everyone's attention back in the front. Yeah, we'll have a little bit more time right after this to just hang out, have conversations and refreshments. We're almost done, guys, almost. Okay, so yeah, would anyone like to share any comments or questions from this morning's presentation? Maybe one thing that inspired you or one question or concern you had. Anyone? And do we have a mic? Yeah, we have a mic. I'm going to give it this about 10 minutes. So whoever would like to share or ask a question, this is your chance. Yes, please. And please introduce your name and stand up when you speak so people can see you.
Okay, my name is Renate Sato. I just have a question. So, like when we witness to married couples, so how can they come to the blessing?
Oh, great question. So there is a pathway for married couples, and the best person to talk with is Landon Dorosky. We brought him here just for you. So please catch him right after this. All right. Next. Anyone else? Yes.
Morning. My name is Marina Falconi. I was just wondering how will we connect with the Kachikuri couple as IWs? How is going to look like their support and connection with them?
Great question. We should figure it out. Get his phone number. No.
Yeah, actually, we are having intensive tour within our Northeast region for 2 weeks and more. And then when finished the tour, I will be more free. And so I can, you can contact me and I can visit you in person or have some meeting and visiting your house. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, but please coordinate through your pastor, okay? So that way she doesn't have 500 people calling him. So please coordinate through your pastor. Okay. Yes. Anyone else? Comment or question? Yes, please.
My name is Masae Joseph. I was listening to Mr. Vice President Kajikuri's presentation. It reminded me so much about two father and two mother. It was so it made me emotional, and I realized that when I see two fathers' picture, I feel so like I miss him. And then I realized he's praying for us. He's praying for me from the spiritual world. That's yeah, that was really I appreciate your presentation. And Mrs. Kajikuri's song was like just so I wanted to cry too. Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, please.
Forgive my seating.
Okay. What's your name again?
My name is Daryl.
Oh, okay, Daryl.
My name is Daryl Hamilton. Yeah, you mentioned that Reverend Kikuchi become the Stratcom leader, but I personally don't think the community really understands Stratcom community concept,
right,
and how he would fit into that.
Okay, great question. So I think this was, actually, I don't know when we started Stratcoms, but it might have been about 1.5 years ago. We started this concept of Stratcoms. Stratcom is short for strategic community. So we have about 70 church communities in America, all different sizes. We have as small as, for example, in Northeast, we have like Vermont with only like 5 families. And we have the largest, which is New Jersey, where on a Sunday you can have 350 people showing up. So it's a full range, but the Stratcoms were chosen or selected as the most likely or kind of communities where headquarters is directly investing more time, energy, and effort and accountability to break through in growth. So during the campaign for the Chowongung, the Stratcoms were identified. There were 12 of them, 3 in each region, and a lot of resources were poured into it so that they could break through. And they did, actually. They broke through in both the Chowongung offering and the new member signups. And that also contributed to the overall growth of all the other communities as well. So that's the concept right now. We inherited Canada, by the way. I don't know if you know that. Canada is part of our region now. So it's called the North American region. So we did it before Trump. Some of you get that joke. So yeah, and then we were able to identify a few more strategic communities in Canada. So we now have 18 strategic communities. And in the Northeast, we have 3. That's New Jersey, Clifton, New Jersey, Belvedere, and Boston. So those are the 3 strategic communities out of the 18 that we have in the Northeast. So what does that mean? It means that they participate in more meetings with headquarters, and they're checked on every week. How are you doing? How's your result? But also, these are the communities that are sent missionaries for extra support. Also, any kind of resources that they need, we also support from headquarters in the region. So it's a double-edged sword being a Stratcom, but it's important to know that definitely headquarters in the region is paying attention to Belvedere. You guys are one of the 3 strategic communities in the Northeast. And what it means to be a StratCom leader is we do have a StratCom pastor. Justin is the pastor here. He's the overall responsible for the community. The StratCom leader is the one that's particularly responsible for the growth in those 3 areas, which is a finance, active membership, and blessing, which is pretty much everything, but particularly for the goals going forward. As a pastor, you're dealing with many other things like Songhwas and Sunday services and all kinds of activities, but particularly he's responsible for growth in those 3 areas. Does that clarify? Yes, that was a question for everyone's. Yeah. All right. Welcome. Next. Any other comments or questions? Everything clear? You got everything you need to victory in Belvedere? Yes. Okay, how many are going to sign up for Accelerate 2.0? Kikuchi-san's goal is 21. So we need to find 21 of you here, okay? We got 4 so far. Just 17 more to go. Okay. Any other comments, questions? No? Okay, then I'm just going to pass it back to Justin to close us out in guiding us for a group photo and some announcements.
All right.
Thank you. You guys been amazing. Thank you.
All right. So before we go, we would like to take a picture all together. So if we can kind of come as close as possible and fill in the rows so there's not empty chairs. It doesn't really look so good in a picture. So yeah, please move as close as you can. Let's get cozy. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's enough. That's if you take one picture, I will switch. Let's get one. I'll just Photoshop this. Oh, my representative. All right, ready? One more time. Abuji! Abuji! Sahanga! Ramita! All right. Thank you. All right. So thank you, everybody.